All right, there we go. Welcome everybody to the Heroes Challenger Invitational. Got my good friend here who decided to be a little bit annoying tonight. And sorry for the delay there. Had a little bit of a pause getting everybody together for the map bans. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. Heroes Challenger Invitational tonight. So these are top tier teams looking to get into basic. Yeah, I know it was coming. Basically get into like the CCL scene. So these are a couple of returning teams. These are familiar teams. We got CCS, we got ReGen. ReGen is a pretty much brand new team. Murda put this together here recently, and all these names are pretty much new to the ReGen organization. And the CCS team is largely consistent with trying to fill in that last 5th spot. So again, probably going to recognize some of these names here, and we'll see how that goes. Let me just let them know that I'm ready whenever they are. Yeah, Crush, thanks for that. I have no idea what happened there. It just a little bit ago I had set that up, and as soon as I came online, I was like, I better check that. Let's double check the maps and see what we've got here. So with the Invitational, there are 2 map bans per team. Our map bans here, we've got the bans onto Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow from CCS. ReGen banning out Raxus Holdout and Towers of Doom. Our first map going to be going over to CCS, Infernal Shrines. Let's see. Okay, so we do have 3 matches up tonight. So there's all kinds of Heroes of the Storm coming at you for the evening. The first is ReGen on the left here, our blue team, and Can't Censor Ship. For I'm gonna call him CCS, but I at least had to say it once. Can't Censor Ship on the right, our red or orange team. It's gonna be on the orange color when we get into the actual game for the overlay. So Murda built a new team, right? Is that a Murda Pog? Is that what that is? Murda RG? Or is it just Murda? Just Murda being Murda. New gen. Indeed. Okay. Just waiting on the teams to give us the okay to move on here. So there are 5 weeks of regular play, and then there'll be, you know, some finals at the end. I think there's a semifinals and then a grand finals, and those will be best of 5 and best of 7 total. Whereas this is merely a best of 3. And if you're here watching, if you're part of the NGS, don't forget the signups. Oops, I got the capitals wrong on that. The signups for NGS do end, I believe, this coming Sunday. So make sure that you've got your teams all set up, that you've got your player standings done correctly, the screenshots. Oh, I see. Okay, they've got somebody that's they're trying to work out the 5th person. Chilimon is there, horrifically crush your friends. Fair enough, Ericaf. Yeah. We definitely have some CCS supporters. We have some ReGen supporters in the house tonight. I don't have the ability, I don't think, to do things like predictions or votes or what have you. But, you know, if one of the mods out there, Murda or Crush, when we get to that point of the stream, when we get the drafts all completed, maybe we can see how that spells out in the votes. All right, so it looks like this could take a moment. So just in the interest of giving you guys something more interesting to look at than just my pretty face here, I'm going to give you just a moment of some old Blizzard stuff to check out. So be back in a moment. I just want to be able to check in with them, and you don't need my dead silence for that.
Naive! There is an eternal battle between light and darkness. The high heavens and the burning hells. Now, that conflict continues in a new arena. For the very heart of the Nexus is about to begin. Which side will you choose?
Welcome back, everybody, to the Heroes Challenger Invitational. Well, that's not the overlay that's supposed to pop up here. That's what I get for fiddling with the code. Let's see. Maybe I'll just turn that off. Oh, because I'm on the wrong page. There we go. Pro streamer, guys. Done this once or twice. All right, so here we go. ReGen on the left versus Can't Censor Ship on the right. Starting off the bans on Infernal Shrines here, we get a Hogger. So no Hogger bouncing around eternally around, maybe not all the shrines, but certainly one or two. Stukov going to be taken out as well. Don't want to have that combo with that silence. And Vala, quite the DPS hero these days. Gonna be the second ban here for ReGen. And they're ready to go. They had some time to kind of think about these things, so they know what they're dealing with. They didn't move anybody around here. Yeah, that's correct. And then there goes Blaze. Blaze, a hero that I've been seeing and personally playing a fair bit more of, so kind of interesting to see him in that early ban, as we do get a Lucio pick right out of the gate here for our first healer. So still the opportunity for either high five or the shield. Shield helps with that burst. High five helps with things like the Varian or some of those greater CC potential combos like a Malfurion. Although they still haven't fixed it so that the silence is removed when you cleanse somebody, but that's okay. The Junkrat traps also will be able to be cleansed if they look to go for that high five. So a lot of roots upon roots here from the CCS team. And then, of course, Junkrat able to do AoE damage with both his auto attacks and his grenades. So a good choice here for the Infernal Shrines. Tychus and Sonya going to come up for ReGen now. Sonya, a pretty common pick on Infernal Shrines for about as long as she's been in the Nexus. And Tychus, a strong hero to play into your higher hit point tanks, like your Diablos and Stitches, your Chogals. But he's just a strong hero all around. So picking him up does give the CCS the interest to ban out the Diablo, right? You don't want to play the Tychus into, or you don't want to have Tychus or have Tychus on the other team if you're playing the Diablo. There we go. Words are hard today. Holy smokes. And Stitches was the other ban there for ReGen. So all of the bans complete. We're going to get the Anubrak and Cassia here. So basically you could see either Anubrak engaging with his stuns, locking down a hero for a moment that gives Malfurion and Junkrat the opportunity to build on the CC chain. Or you could see that coming out from, say, a Junkrat trap in a bush. We're going to get a Kerrigan and Johanna. So Johanna's going to have the ability to unstoppable many of the various CCs available here. And Kerrigan looking to maybe chase after that Malfurion, giving them a little bit of a dive potential. With the Sonya, could even potentially, I mean, Johanna, right? She's, if they go into that Falling Sword, could have that engage right there as well. And Leoric going to be the final pick here. So a lot of ways to hold heroes in place on the side of CCS, and primarily a bunch of heroes that don't want to be held in place, right? Tychus doesn't want to just sit there while they put him to sleep and poke him down. He would like to sit there if they can leave him alone, but they're not going to leave him alone with all those abilities. Sonya wants to be moving around as well, so this is going to be tough. I think it's going to be an interesting game either way. And if Kerrigan can get some flanks, then that backline from CCS is going to have a little bit of a difficult time. Malfurion not known for being able to, escape a whole lot. But he also does have that Twilight Dream potential. So let's make sure they didn't switch around. Did. And Lucio. Yeah, I think those are the only two that switched, it looks like. Alright, here we go. Game is loaded. And it's time to get into game number 1 between ReGen and Censorship. All right, on the left, we've got ReGen. It's going to be Albatox on the Tychus. Aragonis on Johanna. We got Flyest Raven there on the Kerrigan. We got Altanian on the Sonya. And Vivanche on Lucio. And off to the right, Marlowe's going to be on the Malfurion. Nathanatos on the Leoric. HPT Nano on the Junkrat. Let's see, we got Troy playing... Who's Troy playing? Well, Hacho is on the Anubrak, and Troy is playing the Cassia. There we go. All right. Infernal Shrines, we got the 3... Oh, we've already got a pause. Coming back to that in a moment as I see what's going on there. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, apparently there's a question about the server. So we'll give that a second because they're talking about what they're doing with the server there. And yes, we are on an ultra-wide screen, so some of the stuff might be a little bit small. I'm going to try to avoid being too far out for most of this, but that gives you more real estate. You're going to be able to see more about what's going on the map, to the left, to the right. And let's see. I don't remember the code to see the server. I can't actually see which one we're on. Yeah, Seattle servers. Yeah, I think they said that it's on a on a west. But I don't know that we can change anything over that. So, like, we don't get to set that, really, I don't think. I guess it's whoever makes the game. Oh, we've got the predictions coming out for channel points. And it looks like we're remaking, so okay. Yeah, I thought I did that, Graysville. Maybe I did something else. Control Shift or something like that. So, okay. We'll try that again in a second here. Oh, it looks like they had some other chat that I missed in the middle there. Yeah, I think, Krino, I think the one thing you can do is this could be completely anecdotal, but I think whoever makes the lobby, it's based on their region, but I don't know that for sure. I'm just here to tell you what's going on, which is fine, We can kind of pretend that we're starting this all over. None of the previous flubs count now. Graves, thanks for the Gravesville, rather, the sub to the Nexus Gaming series there. I think they showed that they had some follower emotes now as well. A change that can I make? Yeah, okay. Apparently I'm making. 1 second. Let's see. Okay, we're going to GS. All right, we'll see if this works. Down there. And once he's in here. I don't know if it's based on the host. Like if I transfer host, if that matters. Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the players from CCS is in Europe, so that makes it, you know, even more of a pain. Okay, let's see. There he is. Okay. Sorry, folks. Wasn't expecting to have to go through a lot of that. So let's see. We got Thanatos is there. Marlowe's there. Plus width. Choke. Okay, so that looks right. It looks like they swapped somebody now, too. Let's see. Who's new? Control. Okay. All right, so just confirming that everything is set correctly, because I don't want to have them start and then have to start all over again. Thanks for your patience, everybody. It looks like one squad's ready, the others are just about. Oh, 2 EU, even worse. Even more challenging. Okay. Mini rack, Hacho's on a new rack. See it, and Naris on mouth. All right, so we'll reintroduce the teams because there are new people. So there we go. Try this again. Here so that I can better see that. All right, so on the left, we've done this before. We've got ReGen. We've got Abatox on the Tychus, Flyest Raven on Kerrigan, Aragonis on Johanna, Vivanche on the Lucio, and Ultanian on Sonya. And over to the right, we've got CCS, the Can't Censor ship. We've got Marlowe on Cassia, HPT Nano on Junkrat, Xenaris on Malfurion, Hacho on the Anubrak, and Nathanatos on Leoric. All right, so taking a look at those talents once again. Yeah, no worries, Goliath, it happens. So as I was saying earlier, we do have this widescreen, which does allow you to see things like this when we see both of the teams going to their camps. So that'll have a little bit more zoom in, zoom out capabilities here. Early in the game, we're going to see some rotations here. And Lucio is going to get caught by the Anubrak there, but Lucio able to skate away a full rotation of 4 coming from CCS down into the bot lane, leaving just Johanna there in the mid lane for the moment, as Lucio pretty low, but not going to be taken out. Check in up here with our solo laners for a bit, as we're going to get a little bit of a rotation non-stop from those teams until they go pick up their camps on the way. As both teams now level 2, Johanna kind of holding up above, just making sure that there was no potential for a flank from above. Kerrigan now was being eyed there. Hacho, you could see, was interested, but the rest of the team said, hey, we got to go clear up this lane. So they're going to be back doing that. Leo tapping up in the top lane here, as Sonya looks like Ultanian coming down to pick up the soak in mid lane. That gives the rest of ReGen the opportunity maybe to zoom in over here, but not enough time to do that. So both teams picking up their siege camp and heading into the bot lane, as Sonya heading back up now to deal with that Leoric. Kerrigan looking from above. Is in the vision there of the Anubrak. Keep in mind, too, the other value that Junkrat can provide is extra vision. Leoric, a little bit low, is going to have to Hearth, because we did see him using his healing well earlier, and because of that, we may see one of CCS rotating up to pick up that XP, but not just yet, it looks like. Kerrigan jumping in, did get stunned by the Anubrak, instead is going to hit that combo out onto Junkrat. Flyest Raven is not in a great place here with 4 of CCS chasing down. That's going to be first blood going over to CCS, and all the while down in the bottom lane, ReGen picking up a little bit of structure damage here. Tychus having to pull back as Lucio just trying to stall out the rotation for a moment. The bans, yeah, the bans were Hogger, Vala, and Stitches on the side of ReGen, Stukov, Blaze, and Diablo on the side of CCS. Our first shrine coming up here in just a moment, going to be an Arcane Shrine, as both teams working on their Shaman camps to send those out just a little bit faster on the side of CCS. And level 7's still a little bit of a ways away, so we may see some soak here, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Both Kerrigan and Leoric going to stay up top, try to get that level 7 here. But CCS is going to be on the point first. Chattering Teeth there from Junkrat, chasing down the Tychus, but already a quarter of the way for CCS. We're going to get Sonya booped in with that concussion mine here. Vivanche getting that sound wave completed, that level 4 quest completed there with that boop, keeping the Sonya alive as well. Subwoofer there. So that's going to increase the knockback potential and the radius of the cone effect for the knockback from Lucio. Both teams level 7 here now, as Kerrigan coming in, used her combo, but has the root from Malfurion, and that's going to be the second time Kerrigan going down here. as the Arcane Punisher going over to CCS first here. Aragonas having to pull back on the Johanna, just not really in a position to stick out too long with the rest of that team. Here comes that Punisher, going to get the stun, has the Unstoppable on Johanna though, so the leap over the side to pull it down. Concussion Mine is going to be able to hit the Johanna, but not quite into a position to throw her back over that wall. And with that first Punisher, the wall going to go down. Nubrak kind of looking, just didn't have the rest of the team there, but Kerrigan up above is going to face right into the full squad, but all of that root potential is going to force her to come back. Ultanian, though, is not in a great position, does juke that stun, and is able to make it out just barely underneath that mid fort. So all told, the wall and a little bit of fort damage there with that first Punisher, so not too bad. That was a tight call there for Sonya. The 2v1 for a while, and then with the rotation up. If, in all seriousness, if Anubrak hadn't gotten a little bit distracted by the Kerrigan, they might have been able to get that kill. That one extra CC there a second or two earlier. Then again, it could have also led to a Kerrigan kill. So just some timing there for the two teams. A little bit of an XP advantage here for CCS, about a quarter level away from level 10 here. As Sonya heading back up to deal with Leoric. Gonna get a whole lot of CC out onto the Lucio, but he's gonna get booped out. A big combo coming out from Kerrigan. It's gonna be the first regen kill of the game, and Kerrigan looking for the second one here. Can they make it a triple? And they do, with Cassia going down as well. ReGen managing to get a huge combo between that Kerrigan and then the level 7 here, Sin's Exposed. That 35% healing reduction was absolutely massive onto the 4 members of CCS going down there. And that's going to give them some push into the bot lane. Mid lane is taking some damage, but Sonya's going to head up there and clean that up. And it is going to be Bless Shield, so we're not going to have any Falling Sword shenanigans. We do have that leap, though. And then Kerrigan going into the Ultralisk. So, you know, some pretty decent stun potential on the side of ReGen as well here. So both teams have some really good CC potential. The larger traps there, Johanna's going to pop her Unstoppable to clear that up. And Ball Lightning going to bounce around on the ReGen side for just a moment. But the camp picked up and cleared. Well, I guess it hasn't quite been cleared. Thought they were going to clear it. They decided not to clear it. Second Punisher coming in. We see the ping here, the danger ping, calling that Anubrak was in that bush. Second Punisher is going to be a Mortar Punisher, so no Frozen Punisher yet. That'll be the third one for later. And let's check in here at our talents again. As the Shaman Camp going to be picked up. Looks like just by ReGen, CCS wants to get started on this right away. And considering their zone potential with the Malfurion, with the Junkrat, I think that's a really good idea for them to be in a position to lock those heroes down if they try to come in. Blessed Shield come out is going to get cleansed off by the Nature's Cure. Twilight Dream coming out with a big silence. Riptire going to put Vivanche in a bit of an awkward place. Ultanian trying to spin to win and thought he was going to make it out, but couldn't quite make it. The Entomb just in time. Lucio going to fall to that as well, trying to come in and save the Sonya, but just couldn't make it. Kerrigan in the back line taken out as well. So it's a triple kill for CCS, bouncing it back the other way. We've got Tychus there with that Odin just finishing up, and now Punisher going to be picked up by CCS here in just a moment. And along with that, they've got a level 13 advantage. Meanwhile, in top lane, that Shaman Camp just getting a little bit of wall damage there, so some value. And Leoric picking up that soak as well. Previously, CCS had the Punisher and was able to get the wall with a little bit of fort damage. We saw that in the bottom lane. We'll see how much of that they can continue here. They have some pretty good disruption with that Junkrat. And then they also have, of course, Beetles from Anubrak, the Punisher, doing pretty significant damage. So if anybody gets caught into an awkward position, it could be a very difficult time for ReGen. Speaking of which, Flyest Raven getting a kill down here. Sorry we missed that. I was expecting him to try to go in on the mid here. Mid fort very low here. Kerrigan going in, looking for Nathanatos there, and is actually gonna manage to get that kill. And the rotation coming in from ReGen. Cocoon going out onto Kerrigan, but Malfurion's gonna get taken out anyway. Lucio not able to speed the team up enough to quite catch up with the Anub'arak, but up in the top here, Sonya versus Junkrat. Sonya trying to keep that pressure going from that Shaman camp earlier, but that's going to give bottom fort over to ReGen, and that's going to be the first fort of this game. Because bottom fort for CCS and mid fort, while they got it most of the way, didn't quite get it where they can get those occasional catapults. ReGen picking up the aggressive siege camp with that bonus as well. Lucio taking a lot of damage is, I was going to say, I'm looking for that concussion mine. Just a little bit later. I'm not sure that they expected to get that root for Nano there. The West server fiasco of 2021. I think actually it was, oops, wrong one. Zenaris that swapped out. Or, sorry, swapped in. I'm not positive of that. I think that's the case. Mid lane here, we're gonna see nobody. Okay. Just rotating down, looking for who they can find. Now, keep in mind here with the Junkrat, the other thing about this Junkrat here is big as right there. Only chases heroes. The dive coming in onto the Lucio, gets booped away. He's got no health, looking for that Riptire, and that's going to secure a kill. Flies Draven, gonna get that stun onto a Anub'arak, but it's not enough just by themselves. Kerrigan cannot get that Anub'arak killed. Though the Entomb locking down the Johanna. So once again, a triple kill for CCS here. And that should give them now the opportunity for that first structure. Oh, I guess they actually got that first structure. So they took that out in the mid lane a little bit ago. So the second structure of the game for CCS now is both teams achieving their level 16 talents here. And just as ReGen did on their prior engagement, CCS coming in to take that aggressive siege camp. And here it is. Third Punisher, Frozen Punisher coming up. It's going to be in the bot lane. Both of these lanes, both of these forts are down. So this is really valuable for both teams. Frozen Punishers are already really strong to begin with because they shut down the towers. On top of that, keeps are exposed. So having the Shaman camp going, this is in the top lane. This is really far away from where this Punisher is going to be, where the fight's going to be taking place. But ultimately, having both teams send them out puts that in equal footing. They both have their forts and keeps there, so no issues there. Kerrigan getting booped in is going to get absolutely obliterated. Lucio is well put to sleep in that route, having to zip out. Zenaris, though, is in danger, but the Entomb is going to come in just in time. Vivanche trying to get in there to finish the job, but can't quite do it. Ultanian there on Sonya trying to spin away and cannot as well. So that's a triple kill. It's always triple kills with these folks. Triple kill for CCS. Once again, they're going to be able to pick up yet another Punisher, the third Punisher of the game, going over here in just a moment. And that, as mentioned earlier, will make its way right to the first keep. ReGen should have enough time to be able to defend it, though. They should have pretty much everybody up by the time that this gets to the keep. But as you can see, the wall taken down first. And these traps, as I mentioned here, they only go after heroes. So they're not going to get stopped by minions or anything else. Leoric coming in a little bit behind. We're going to get the big roots there from the Punisher, and Johanna cleaning up as much as she could. And Tomb going out as Twilight Dream instead going to be the lockdown that was needed to keep that Kerrigan. Tygus gets the cleanse and pulled out. Now Sonya in a bit of trouble. The life drain working there to keep Leoric just fine and healthy as he's taking all those tower shots, right? That life drain forcing the keep to shoot at the Leoric there as he had the primary target. CCS has proven themselves capably controlling shrines. You know what? Fair enough. I'm down with that. So earlier I mentioned the beetles here from Anub'arak. So without any heroes here, having those beetles mean that CCS can pretty comfortably move forward and start working on the top fort here. And they also have their level 20, so we're gonna get that cooldown reduction for Junkrat. The Buried Alive from Lyric, that's gonna be absolutely just devastating. And we've seen a couple of those entombs have been really, really well placed, really well timed, and could be game ending at this point. Also have the Emerald Nightmare here for, or Astral Communion, I don't know what I'm talking about. Astral Communion for the Malfurion. So he's going to be able to position himself for even better Twilight Dreams without necessarily putting himself in danger. And with those level 20s, CCS going to coordinate picking up both of the camps here in the mid lane. A lot of pressure mounting in the bottom lane here for CCS moving towards that core. So really, ReGen has to pick that up, and they're just trying to pick up as much as they can, much of the XP as they can in safe places here. Johanna getting caught by that Entomb. Double silence from the follow-up from the Malfurion is going to help lock down that Johanna, and that's going to give CCS an easy opportunity to take out another keep here. And again, still that damage in the bot lane. Mounting catapults. Cannot leave those to attack your core. Even though it's only 2 at the moment, they're going to leave that for the minions to finish up. Because they have troubles elsewhere. All kinds of camps, catapults, and chasing chattering teeth traps. A lot to deal with for ReGen there at their core. Kerrigan's going to get that the combo out onto ultimately the unstoppable Yorick afterwards, but unlike earlier, there's not going to be the opportunity for that 1v3 kill. And ReGen now picking up level 20. Sonya coming in, gets caught by the trap. And this is exactly what I was talking about a couple of shrines ago. The area denial, the roots potential from Malfurion, the Junkrat traps. There's so many ways that they have vision, that they have stalls, disruption, the concussion mines. They can really isolate heroes and lock them down quite literally until their death. It's going to be tough for ReGen to find their way into these fights sometimes. That said, it looks like for the first time this game, ReGen the first on the shrine. We'll see how that turns out here. Concussion Mine is going to go out onto Kerrigan. Booped into the mine. She's going to get that Chrysalis, though. And jumps out of the Entomb, but is 1v3 in the backline there. Big stun coming out. 4 of them with the healing reduction, but they cannot get the kills here. As, well, they do get the kill onto Junkrat. Odin now is out and available, but we might get a kill onto Sonya. There it is. 2 for 1 so far. And the trade coming in. Cassia going to go down. So is Leoric. Odin getting so much value in this. Triple kill here for ReGen. Losing 2. They lost the Sonya. They lost the Kerrigan. Arguably their best clear for the lanes are both dead here. But that said, all of the potential damage dealers on the side of CCS are dead. So Anub'arak and Malfurion not really in a position to push up too hard here. That said, with Johanna back trying to clear up that keep, they can come in soon enough, especially with Leoric coming up in just a moment here. So he will even this out, a 3v3. And the Shrine Defenders are pretty close as well. In fact, they're even... Nathanatos there getting very low, has that healing reduction again from the Mixing Fire, I believe, as Tychus going to get put into the cocoon. Stun coming out. Oh, and here comes a big sleep onto Tychus, so he's going to be just AFK for a moment, but Kerrigan coming in, and the Punisher going over to CCS once again, trying to disengage. There goes Anub'arak. However, the boot back isn't enough to let Johanna catch up here, but there's the Riptire. I don't think that actually hit anybody. Okay. That's it. Kerrigan got the silence and was taken out. Tower finishing the job there, and now ReGen full on retreat here as they've got a Punisher making its way to their core. Leap being used by Sonya just to be able to get out, and I'm not sure that they can really defend this at this point. It's going to be very difficult with a Punisher, multiple catapults. Sonya getting caught by the leap. Leoric working on the shield of the core there as well. And there goes that Silence Entomb onto Sonya, helping to lock her down for long enough. As Johanna going to fall as well. Leoric fairly low, is going to hang out in the back. Tyka's trying to just do whatever's possible, but it's not enough. Catapults, minions, and all of CCS are going to bring it to the core. And the first game going over to CCS. Oh. Go with that. All right. 9 to 18 on the kills. There are your talents. Gonna do this fairly short because obviously we're 45 minutes into it, and we just got our first game finished. So all right, coming back to me. See who's on that whisper. Slexia fan club, Marlowe fan club, camps, catapults, and stuns. Pretty much how that game ended. Make sure that's okay. Yeah, sorry about the match summary. I don't know why it had that big block in the middle there. Might be able to actually just revert that. Don't count out Raven and Friends yet. I'm not. I'm fully expecting a 3-game series and casting until 10 o'clock tonight. I'm just kidding. I hope it doesn't take that long. Let's see. Who is... Oh, wait, here we go. See if we can find out the circumstances for the next game. Okay, never mind. I was just letting them know I'll create it whenever they get to it, and it looks like they're ready, so there we go. Game. Three. Okay, so it's first pick off. Okay, sorry about that. Better be up for it because 30k starts at 10. I'm not casting that late. Crush is after me. I'm just doing game 1. I've got practice today. All right. I'm going to set us on a quick BRB basically so that I can get this all set up and focus on it so you guys don't get, you know, again, more of me just not doing anything. So gonna give you another recording to watch. So we'll be back in just a moment here. Let's go with one.
We have a realm to destroy. So shall it be. Lay waste to this world.
I have been abundantly clear, usurper. This realm belongs to me. Behold the power of the Dark Nexus. I shall bring order to this realm. And the Nexus itself. The Dark Nexus. It is mine to wield, to control. Go forth and slaughter in my name. The Raven Lord demands it.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're still waiting on the fifth player for CCS here, but I just wanted to pull up here some of the details that I did get. So a couple of things that CCS had mentioned. Let's see, along with some other teams that are included in the Here's Challenger Invitational, CCS. 30K Blue have qualified for DreamHack Beyond on Monday, July 26th, along with several CCL teams. And it sounds like the roster for that is going to be their original. Valkymer Retail, FYI. Let's see. So it looks like they're still, for this circumstance, they're still working on filling that fifth place for their team. So they're kind of swapping that around a little bit. And let's see. Also, CCS, one of the first orgs that was included in the HCI. They were the first that was not a CCL organization. And then, as I mentioned earlier, for ReGen here, the squad here is completely new. Obviously not new players, and Oltanian's been part of ReGen before, but this is but in a different capacity on ReGen Retro. Yeah, Murder ran some open tryouts over a few weeks during the off season, invited everybody here, and is, per Murda, they all have great attitudes and are willing to work toward a common goal of growth together. Very excited to see them fly. The sky is truly the limit for them. Also mentions that the team is currently being coached by funds from Diamond Hands. I don't know how you represent Diamond Hands, but, you know, seems like Jazz Hands might be appropriate for that. Rushinator casting over here to avoid workout streams. Big brain. Makes sense. I do not blame him. So what's everybody doing tonight other than watching some Heroes of the Storm? Are we all caught up on Loki? The Loki season finale is tomorrow. That is what I'm going to be doing first thing in the morning when I wake up after I take the dogs out, is watching some Loki. Did you catch Black Widow maybe over the weekend? Maybe one of those people that went out to the theater. I just watched it at home. I streamed it at home. Lots of other things going on in the world as well. That's really all the television that I watch, is just some of those things. And yeah, Warcraft had their new content patch, so maybe some of you are watching the World First race. Some of those bosses, man, are absolutely bonkers, and it sounds like they made some changes to the most difficult one as well. I'm not giving any spoilers, I'm just saying that they're out there. Go watch them. I can't spoil something that hasn't even come out yet. Loki is the worst brother. There you go. Dyslexia. Oh, man. I mentioned earlier, but in case you weren't here for that, the Nexus Gaming Series, you've got until Sunday to get your team registered, so make sure that you've got all of your teammates added to your team. Make sure that you've uploaded your various season screenshots so that all of your players have the correct ranks identified so that you can get your team assigned to the queue. And the start of the season ends basically at the end of the HCI. It's in the middle of August. I can't remember the exact day. But yeah, middle of August for the start of the season. So, you know, quite a bit of time for the placement committee to do their thing. Make sure they've got everybody in the right position for the different divisions. I don't recall exactly how many teams we had last season. I want to say it was pretty high. It wasn't as high, the highest it's ever been, but it's certainly been the highest since HGC was canceled. Maybe one of the leadership people that are out there, if they happen to remember. I can't quite remember if it was 110 or 140. It was really, really high, though. Oh, yeah, Storm Division qualifiers. Those are coming as well, so make sure that you check those out. Those will be hosted here at the Nexus Gaming Series. And, of course, Crushinator will be casting the next series that comes up after this. Not that I know when that'll be. But he'll be casting next. So lots of Heroes of the Storm coming up as well. Or the Nexus Gaming Series, which this is the I keep forgetting it. HCI? Yeah, HCI. The HCI portion of Nexus Gaming Series, sponsored by, run by, officiated by, stuff by. They do the stuff that makes the things that allow this to happen. Excited and nervous for tomorrow. Why would you be excited and nervous for tomorrow? Tell us, give us some details. Tell us all the juiciness about the about that nervousness for tomorrow. What is it that's got you so nervous? The Storm Division qualifiers are always exciting because it really showcases, again, some of that top tier talent of the Nexus Gaming Series, of Heroes of the Storm. And the qualifiers, I mean, they're pretty much open for anybody, right? Any team could sign up, but the better you are, the more likely you're going to make it in, of course. So. Yeah, I was thinking it was about 140. The 110 was sticking into my head, and that might have been from Season 10. So, wait! We have a player. All right, one side says they're ready. Okay, we need a hat. That there. We're going. Making sure that we have the right... Yep. Didn't want to have to start that over. CM Academy. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Game number 2 coming at you. It's going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. You know what? I didn't show the maps. I had a lot of time. Here's the maps. We'll go into this in just a second. Let me update that. All that time I didn't push the button. Tomb of the Spider Queen. We're not missing anything. There you go, Tomb of the Spider Queen. First game was Infernal Shrines. That was picked and won by the Can't Censor ship. They banned out Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow. ReGen banned out Brax's Holdout and Towers of Doom. Yeah, let's get back into this draft. Just in case anybody was out there who missed the, first 20 minutes of stream an hour ago. But Junkrat going to be banned out first here, and that doesn't surprise me in the least. On Tomb of the Spider Queen, I think that Junkrat would have been able to provide even more of what he did in the last game. More disruption, more of those armor reduction traps, the better vision for rotations, all of those things work really well here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So not surprised to see that gone. Stukov going to be banned out again for CCS, and there goes Lucio as well. So they're not going to take that Lucio at the beginning here. Last game they banned out Hogger and Vala. So Vala is left available. Hogger could be as well. I'm not sure which they might be looking at or if they necessarily care. We saw Blaze banned out in the second pick here for CCS last game. And they're going to stick with that. First pick on Tomb of the Spider Queen for ReGen. Taking a little bit of time, considering their options. It's going to be Cassia, stealing that away from CCS from last game there. And last game, Johanna was played by Aragonis. We'll see if this is fully swapping or if they're going to make me do gymnastics. And there it is. Going to be the Vala here for Troy. And Uther coming in as well for Marlowe. All right, so coming up, we've got a lot of flexibility here. We still have maybe a mage type. We've got our tanks, offlanes, healers, just about everything you could possibly look for. That's going to be the Anduin and Garrosh. So Anduin got a little bit of an adjustment. So he's got the potential to root multiple people. He's got the potential for stuns at level 20 if he takes that talent. The Light Bomb got some upgrades as well. So you get, if you take that upgrade, you get the additional movement speed and the armor reduction. So could see some Light Bomb tosses. And there goes Chromie. I'm not sure if maybe we'll see some kind of additional support out of CCS here. Uther took a hit to his front lining. They reduced his self-armor, so that it's a little bit hard, not impossible. Certainly it's a little bit harder for him to take that role. So we're going to get the Brightwing. ReGen kind of saying that same thing is if you're going to take the Vala. Uther feels like maybe not enough to quite keep the Vala alive. If you take somebody like a Zeratul or something that can get into the backline real easily later in the game. But of course, the Uther helps protect that, right, with those stuns. So I'll be interested to see if they look into something additional to go with that. Sonya coming in as well, and there's the Ana. That's kind of what I was expecting, is that we might see that Ana to help enable that. And with picking up the Sonya, I think that leaves our Uther as their tank. And our final picks here. So our solo and our damage. Picking into the Sonya. And with that Garrosh, already have a little bit of a CC opportunity with the toss root, maybe with an additional root from Zool. But there's that Zeratul I mentioned. A little bit harder to be able to pick somebody off with the Ana and Uther there to support, but as the game gets later on, and Tomb and Spider Queen games tend to do so, could be a threat to the Vala. And our last pick here going to be Stitches. So we did see Stitches was banned last game. This time Stitches is coming in. So we're just going to straight up go into that full-on hyper carry of the Vala. But I mean, Sonya does a lot of damage too. Or can. I don't know that she's necessarily all that concerned about the enemy team either. We'll see how that turns out. Game number 2. If you've been here since 7 o'clock when we started, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for your patience as we had some difficulties getting everything together. Glad you're here. Appreciate you being here. Again, there are 2 matches coming up after this. You've got those coming up with Crushinator right after this. Best of 3 set. We could have 2 more games. We could be here for a little while, folks. I want to see Deathwing, says Sir Rift. Not this time. Oh, I didn't check to see if they switched. Let me make sure that they didn't switch. That looks good. Oh. On who? Cassia. Cool. This is on Garrosh, and hopefully Raven is on Zeratul. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Game number 2 between ReGen on the left, CCS on the right. Starting on the left, it's going to be ReGen. We've got Vivanche on the Anduin with the Pleb Horse. Hello, Pleb Horse. We got Albatox on Cassia, Flyest Raven on Zeratul, Aaron Konas also on a Pleb Horse. Thank you, Garrosh. And then Oltanian playing the Zool. Over here for Can't Censor Ship, we got Hotcho playing the Stitches. Xenaris on the Ana. Marlowe going to be on the Uther. We got Troy 1010 on Vala and Nathanatos on the Sonya. And coming out of the gate there, the quick sleep dart out onto Albatox, really just asserting dominance. Just saying, hey, I can put you to sleep right at your wall. And we saw Hotcho was like, I don't think that's going to work, but I'll try it. Why not, right? Give it a shot. But the wall just barely in front of that there. 8 stacks already for Cassia here with that level 1 quest. Going into the Hungering Arrow build for Vala, or not, yeah, for Vala, yeah. Had that hook onto Zeratul, but Zeratul's coming down into the bot lane with the Sonya here. The Sleep Dart missing. With 4v3 up in the top lane. Checking in on the bottom lane here. The Thanatos did get slowed, but is going to be able to make it out. Not quite enough from that Zool and Zeratul. Zeratul blinking away with that Uther coming in. Did not want to get caught by that stun and have a Sonya follow-up spear. So early game here, we're going to see potentially a lot of pressure coming from the Zool. But with this rotation, this is going to help stall that out a bit. CCS going to pick up the siege camp here. Anduin and Cassia, though, they're going to get working on the Bruiser camp. So each team picking up a camp relatively early in the game here. And we'll see how much Zool can really do into this. There's the stun looking for the backlash, it looks like, out onto Sonya, rooted as well. But now Vala and Ana going to pick up their Bruiser camp as well. So both of the teams going to have a Bruiser camp going in the middle that provides that spell armor. But a little bit sooner for ReGen. So that's going to make it closer to the enemy team wall here. Garrosh just zoning out the Stitches there for a moment. And Vala's going to hold on to that for a moment. Basically, that allows them to essentially free clear the enemy's Bruiser camp and then push it up with their own. So pretty quick. And I was just zipping down there, darn it. Zeratul going in hard. It did actually have to go over the wall. Took some shots from that tower. And Uther was trying to maybe to get that Zool. Did get the stun, but was a little bit concerned about the tower shots coming in with that root. So first blood going out to ReGen. Just a quick kill for them there. But it's CCS that's ahead in the XP right now. They had that extra camp. Garrosh is going to throw Uther away, but Vivanche is in danger, and the anti-heal grenade going to allow the camp and the minions to finish off Anduin. So 1 kill to 1 so far. And with that kill here, it's just Cassia to try to stall out that mid lane push as Uther rotating down into the bot lane, trying to get into that Zool. Zeratul now finding himself in a bit of an awkward place. Does have the sleep dart here. I'm not sure if he's got his blink. Yeah, he's got it. Missed the hook, but the anti-healing grenade and the dot damage coming from Ana. Vala gonna finish the job there. The juke's not quite enough from Zeratul to be able to get out of that danger. Voltanian here in the bottom lane, trying to make use of those skeletal minions to push up the lane as Sonya heading down there now. I think we'll see a bit of a stall here. Yeah, I was gonna say, just to try to get as much damage out of that as possible. 31 gems so far have been turned in on the side of CCS as ReGen taking a little bit of wall damage here. So no wall there to protect from that sleep hook that we saw at the very beginning of the game. And CCS with just a brief level 7 advantage. Sonya gonna get rooted, but Uther's coming in. He's right here looking for the stun, and ultimately just enough to get Zool to have to pull back behind the wall to stay safe. Both teams now at level 7. And at least for the moment, ReGen, the only team that has enough for turn-in, as Albatok's going to try to turn in 30. Not quite going to make it, though. Zeratul may be looking, sharking around for the Sonya, but has the Uther as well. I see the danger pings calling out. Root coming out. But the sleep dart here onto Garrosh is the important moment, but not quite any follow-up for that just at the moment. Stitches might be looking for a hook. The minion waves are pretty far back there. Did throw out the hook, but it turns out sometimes those incidental moments of, hey, I'm just going to go ahead and mount here, are exactly what save you from the dangerous hooks. Can't tell you the number of times that's worked both for and against me. Garrosh here getting pulled in, has the anti-healing from Ana, and the leap of faith out. But it's not enough. Vala just there with the parting shots. Zeratul having to get away as well. So far, CCS with the advantage in this game. They've been able to get multiple kills. They now have their first web weavers, and they're going to have a siege giant camp in the bottom lane to deal with as well. So good timing on this to have that additional map pressure, and at least for the moment they've got down a hero. Voltanian getting caught here, the shield gone, is going to make it under his fort, but it's not going to matter. And that's really devastating for ReGen. That gives so much XP over to CCS that allows them to pick up their level 10s, and now the rotation up into the top lane here. We've got Uther and Ana and Stitches up here. Stitches says, I'm gonna bring myself a Garrosh. There's not much for them to do, but he does take a bunch of damage from the towers. Throws away the Uther. The hook coming back with the stun, anti-healing. He does get a little bit of bloodthirst healing. I thought it would have been more than that. But ultimately there, Garrosh going to fall eventually as a rotation back into the mid lane. Zool trying to stall out what he can. The wave coming out from the Web Weaver. But with that root onto Uther, he's taking some damage from the towers, but it's not going to be enough. And this time, another kill out onto the Zool. But they do get the Uther out of that. So first fort of the game with the Web Weavers already. Likely to get a second one here in a moment. Sonya gonna finish that along with the Siege Giants. So 2 forts out of their first Web Weavers. Absolutely huge. Garrosh throws in that Stitches, trying to get that armor penalty from the towers, but just not enough. There goes the Zeratul trying to get in onto the Vala, and Nano Boost is gonna be able to... Well, I guess Nano Boost didn't do anything, but allowed Vala to get out along with the healing here. Anduin gonna get hooked in, but Sonya popping Whirlwind in the back with the Wrath of the Berserker here. Aragonas gonna get taken out as well in just a moment. So a double kill here that started off as looking for some targets for ReGen, but it ended up with a double kill for CCS, and all the while they had the Siege Minion in the bot lane just pushing this wave up. So Zeratul's going to have to go deal with that, and the third fort of the game going down for CCS, looking really strong in this early game. taking advantage of the limitations of an early game Zeratul, and really opening up the map. And not only that, they've got almost enough for yet another Webweaver. So picking up the siege camps here, or the bruiser camps, sending those out into the mid lane again. It's going to be an even fight, but one side does have catapults. That's our red team over here, CCS. ReGen not even trying to turn in just at the moment. Now sending those out. Stitch is right up above. Comes out of the vision. Does catch the Cassia. Here comes that Gorge. Root will come out, but Cassia's in a bit of danger here. The cleanse going out. And oh my goodness. Oh no. The leap of faith and the ally throw with the anti-synergy there. And that could lead to a triple kill here. Vivanche trying to get away from a wrath of the Berserker Sonya, but the Chastise is going to be able to put the hold on there. And now, there it is, 57 total for CCS. They do have enough for a turn-in again. Zeratul trying to get the kill on Navala. Not really able to do it in enough time there. Zul coming in as well, has the backlash, is trying to cleave away, but it says, hey, there are 50 gems here. Ultanian going down, 80 gems. Look at this, 80 gems right here going down. Light Bomb coming out. Vivanche trying to gather those gems. 81 gems trying to get away. Does get, this is a 3v3. There's still 2 on the bottom lane. Ana's going to get caught by the Chastise, and ultimately they're just going to get out. Cassia, though, the long-range hook. Albatox in danger, gets thrown away this time, but it's Garrosh who's going to get caught by that Gorge this time. And once again, Garrosh. It takes a while when it's just a Stitches, Ana, and Vala thrown in there, but they're going to get him. CCS on fire with the 3-level lead, picking up the boss now. That's what we in the business call an oopsie doodle. That's the professional term for it, right? Oopsie doodle. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I just want to point out here, Vivanche here. Look at that, 82 gems on that Anduin, right? Going in, picking up those gems, and quite frankly, keeping the team in this. Because with 82 gems being lost like that, that's potentially, you know, that's certainly one and most of a second turn in. So Anduin is really kind of the main target for CCS if they can find him, and then zone out those gems. Preventing any Webweavers would be a huge value there for CCS. Level 13 and 16, so still a full talent tier behind. Zul gonna get caught by the hook as Albatox going in with that fend. Leap of Faith coming out. Ultanian gonna be able to make it out. The Webweavers here along with the boss, so this is a huge push along with the talent tier advantage for CCS. A hook managing to get that Zeratul after he blinked away here. The Webweaver gonna send out that wave, and this keep is all but certainly gone here. Not a lot that ReGen can do on that. Root coming out on Sonya. She's got the Wrath of the Berserker, so it's not gonna last long. Holy cow, that grenade so good. The Cassia gonna get taken out. Aragonis trying as well to survive, but it's just not enough. A 4-level lead for a brief moment here for CCS as they get the kill onto Zul, and with the Webweaver, the catapults, and the boss on the core, they are doing everything they can to keep this going, but that shield is gone. Vivanche now down, and there goes 80 gems for ReGen as their core dropping quickly as they get a full team wipe and victory for CCS in game number 2. All right, so we're going to stay on this page for just a moment so you can see the stats and talents. And then we'll do a quick interview. Let's see. if we can get them in here soon. Back to the stats there for you. All right, looks like we've got Marlo here. Welcome, congratulations on your victory. I mean, that second game looked really like you guys were, you know, done waiting around for the night.
I have to say, first of all, second game I was Giga Backseat Gaming. I mean, when you just look at my stats, I was not doing anything besides just like walking around, making sure after I failed Sonja once that she doesn't die anymore, right after the ganks. And ever since then, Zeratul wasn't even showing bot side anymore. Was kinda like free, but then again, double support, right? We held the last pick spot to maybe get the main tank ongoing, and yeah, was kinda like we were calculating the draft from the beginning, kinda, when we opened the Fala Ufa. So yeah. Pretty, like, I think they couldn't do much with their draft, sadly.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it was going to be a challenging, especially early game for ReGen. Maybe a little bit evening out as the game got on, but it just looked like it was a really tough fight for them. You guys looked really well practiced with that. The stitches, hooks, the follow up. You know, I can't tell you the number of times that, you know, the Ana stitches, even without anybody else, we're just like, hey, here's a Garrosh, let's just kill Garrosh. Like, okay.
They actually did good sleep follow-up, yeah, I've noticed that. Like, they killed 3 versus 4 sometimes in the game. Like, it was kind of insane. Didn't need an Ufa there. That's why backseat.
Sure. So, you guys had, you know, swapped people out between the games, had a little bit of, you know, back and forth as we were trying to get things set up. So, you know, tell me, because I want to keep this short. We got another match coming up here soon here. Give me a little bit of details about, like, you know, what's going on currently with your team. What are some of the expectations that you see out of the team, out of the roster? You know, what are your plans? What are your thoughts?
Okay, since like Roger has to like do some family business right now and is kind of occupied IRL, we decided to search for another DPS to like fill a spot. And right now we are thinking about Troy from the NA department, and I suggested like Nano from the U one, and like tried both out right now. Kind of worked as expected, like fine with both. And I think we can like conclude what we will do with them, and I think overall we can even do like a 6th as a sub player, right? It could also work, like switching both around. And I think overall like we found our synergy. There's at least like clear comps, but still dominating most of us 3, like, or 4, I guess, when you count me in. And yeah, I mean, we are pretty on a good way, equalizing what we lost before, I think, and like making up for it with the DPS department. And yeah, for sure looking forward to the series. I think we are good to go.
Great. Well, you guys looked really polished tonight. Even again, I mean, swapping people out. Who's your favorite hero to play? Not necessarily your best hero or anything like that, but just when you're just like, hey, I just want a casual, I want to go play some QM or something. Who's your favorite hero to just pick and play?
I think this is without question Tracer. I think everyone who knows me closer that will for sure inarguably say it's that hero. Still on ping, it's challenging, I know that, but just like overall her kit fits me very well. Being constantly on the watch what's going with the team fight, very reactive, very rotational. So yeah, will always be this hero, I think. And close to that actually, it's Illidan, since I feel like it's one of the most challenging heroes in the game, pretty nerfed, but if you pop off on him and you be very patient front to back playstyle, you do tons. And I actually have great success on him on EU lately. In Storm League, like 80% win rate or something, and it feels really, really damn good. And yeah, that's like my most beloved heroes. And besides that, maybe Anoop on the tank spot, right? He's really cool as an interactive kit, very squishy. And yeah, kind of like these very, very high challenging heroes, I think, are my favorites.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap up. Any shoutouts for you?
Yeah, first of all, for my 2 new DPS players, Troy and Nano. With the second, I have a bit more experience back then in EU, and will still looking forward to play more. And Troy is also kind of cute boy. Fills a bit of my heroes as well, like if necessary, if I can't play. He's for sure there to help me out. This is like a really good thing to have. Then obviously shout out to you with the casting, I think. Was pretty nice. Shout out to Goliath for scamming the first one with the Western server. That was insane. He knows for sure. Kindly have to offend him here. Cute boy. Very nice admin. Or, you know, like referee. And then, of course, like to NGS to continue the season for the Heroes Challenger Invitational. I think it's the same term, right?
Yes.
Looking forward to a great tournament for sure. Like right now with 6 teams, looks way more competitive, I think. At least in the long run, I feel like. Also with best of 5s in the playoffs, I think there will be something fun coming ahead. Yeah, that was for me.
Excellent. Great. Well, thank you very much for being here. Congratulations on your victory, and good luck with the rest of the, I guess, the season, I guess is what we call
Yeah.
it. So, have a good night.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cheers, Rio. Bye.
Bye. All right, everybody. So that's going to wrap us up. We've got more coming up for you here soon from the Crushinator, who's going to be taking my spot right here. I will be ending the stream, and then Crush will be picking up the stream. So there will be a brief intermission, pause, break, whatever you want to call it, between the two streams. So for now, it's, did I set that? I did. 2-0 CCS over ReGen in the Heroes Challenger Invitational. Thanks everybody again for your patience. I know it took a while to get through everything, and we're going to get on to the next set here. So if you want to find me, you can catch me at twitch.tv/ArrowRG. Really, that's the best place to find me. And of course in Discord. So thanks everybody for being here for the cast. And this is every Tuesday. So we'll be having lots of variety here from the 6 different teams participating. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you again here soon.